Shock Monkey Radio is created by adults for entertainment purposes. The views and opinions expressed here do not reflect the sponsors or FXPG Public Radio. For additional information, refer to the U.S. Bill of Rights. Stand warned. Ghosts. Seriously? Seriously? Echoes from some past event or death or some other Young and the Restless drama you might be able to imagine? There's ghosts in the orbs? Get out of town. Get right out of town with that kind of nonsense. Dead people hang around shutterbugs just to photobomb? You know, speaking of which, since we are all taking exponentially more pictures than we were, say, 10 years ago, shouldn't there be more ghosts in the background on our Instagram? Because apparently, you know, they don't hang around plates of food. The ghosts don't hang around plates of food or your ass. And people giving different names to different types of hauntings, poltergeists, and all the, you know who does that? Fiction writers. Fiction writers do that. So I have never seen a ghost. And to be honest, I don't think anyone ever has. We are the dominant species, but our minds are still geared to look for more dangerous beings than ourselves. Even to the point of searching for magical floating mists of the past that moves a hairbrush around or something. All right, so ghosts, what a bunch of nonsense. Doesn't make any sense. If anything, I would say that when you die, your ghost travels in time backwards, so you could watch your life if you want to. But, you know, you're moving backwards in time until the moment of your birth, and then you get judged. That's what happens. Or it could be that, you know, we live in a very mysterious universe, and there's, you know, so many dimensions that we don't know, and that there's beings or things that can transverse all these dimensions. And sometimes when they scrape the time-space dimension where we inhabit, and sometimes when they scrape through that, they could leave trails or echoes from a different area in time and space. That could be it. That could be it. You don't know. I could come up with better ghost stories than half the ghost stories out there. So next, let's move on to the next one. Zombies. Now, you know, reanimating something, it has some, there is some fact. It's like it has had some limited success with some German scientists, I believe. And they were part of some group or something that got real unpopular real fast. And so they weren't able to finish their work. But from my understanding, it's just a bunch of twitching dog legs and stuff like that. Or sewing a head, an extra head onto a dog. Say, look, mein Führer, a fully functional dog with two heads. With two heads, we have created a Cerberus. I'm Hans, he's Franz, and we're here to cut you up. Anyway, so they got the twitching dog head legs, and they sewed the heads onto other dogs. So stuff. But the simple fact of the matter is that muscles and tissues, they all react to electricity just like anything else made mostly of water. So when you see like something that is dead being that's just the nature of physics. It doesn't mean there's any life into it. I don't think you could reanimate anything. Unless you think that everyone who's ever had a near-death experience is a zombie. Now there's a thought. Uncle Mike was wounded in Iraq, nearly died, who was resuscitated. Now he's a sleeper zombie, and they will all strike at the next Halley's Comet. See, my fiction is better. Since we're, you know, dealing in bullshit, let's go on to the next thing. Vampires. I want to add cannibals to this category. All right, vampires and cannibals. Now, they're very interesting in comparison to these others, like the ghosts and zombies. They're very interesting because humans can drink human blood. All right, and they do. People have drank human blood. I think the legend of Bloody Mary is based upon a true story about some witch a bitch who would kidnap these young attractive women in her town or whatever like that, kill them, collect their blood, and bathe in it because she thought it was going to make her younger. You know, and then there's tribes in certain parts of the world that would like hollow out trees or maybe use some sort of hollow reed to pour blood in which they'd I think it might have been the Aztecs. And they would pour blood into the thing, let it dry, and eat it like a Slim Jim. So it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon that humans have drank blood and been cannibals. I think this is both kind of the same category. But I mean, from voodoo to that scene in Red Dawn where they killed the deer, it's all very similar. Ask yourself, do I know what blood tastes like? Thick, iron tasting, too much salt, usually served warm? Of course you know. You ever get a cut and clamp your mouth on it? Oh, no? You never tasted blood? So I'm the vampire now, I guess? Whatever. And cannibals, well, here's the simple truth of the matter, is like sometimes people eat people. Sometimes to survive, sometimes recreationally. Sometimes you're a soccer team, sometimes you're Jeffrey Dahmer. All right? I'm not saying I don't want to weigh in on the morality of it either way. What I want to say is that, hey, that's a harsh truth to come to terms with at any age, kids, is that these things kind of exist. Vampires and cannibals, they exist. Okay? There are people who drink blood. There are people who eat other people. All right? And so if you want something to really be afraid of, that's the category to bet on. All right. I doubt it's going to be a ghost that's going to be messing up with your life. I doubt it's going to be a zombie, even if those zombies are the fast runner kinds, like in modern movies and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to happen like that. And you'll notice these zombie movies, it's always some infection. They always love in the contagion kind of plot, just to make people freaked out about everyone spitting when they're talking and stuff like that. And that's why you got all these people freaked out in masks walking the streets these days. It's all a contagion. That's going to turn everybody into a fast-running zombie, Just you can't get the blood on you if you've been infected, And that's why people reacted the way they did to all this bullshit. When anybody who has ever farted with pants on knows that cloth is not going to protect you from anything. Those little poo particles that you're smelling are smaller than a virus. Anyway. But that's the thing with vampires and cannibals. They kind of exist, but they aren't magic or anything. They are just messed up humans doing messed up things sometimes. We are the monsters. Get it? That's why we celebrate in October. So when it comes to Slender Man and other such interesting myths and legends, just don't be the monster. Don't be the dumb little girl who murders other kids just to please the Slender Man. You can find your nearest monster in the mirror or on social media. We're everywhere.